Welcome, everyone. So, if you're looking to navigate the massive and honestly kind of intimidating world of global sourcing, you are in exactly the right place. In today's explainer, we're unpacking the definitive 2026 guide to the top 10 OEM suppliers in China. We're going to take what is, frankly, an overwhelming mountain of data and distill it down for you. Our goal? To pull out 3 core purchasing strategies specifically for beginners, with a major focus on exactly how to screen for reliable partners so you walk away with a clear, actionable blueprint.
Because, let's be real, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Literally, for some of you. How do you actually find a reliable OEM partner in 2026? If you're an e-commerce entrepreneur or a product developer, looking at the sheer scale of global sourcing can feel completely paralyzing. The landscape is just vast, and the stakes for your brand's reputation and your bottom line are incredibly high. But look at how our source material puts it. China remains the global hub for custom manufacturing and OEM services. Selecting the right partner ensures product quality and supply chain stability. So the destination hasn't changed. China is absolutely still the ultimate powerhouse. But the secret? It lies entirely in who you choose to work with. It's not just about finding a random factory anymore. It's about finding the right strategic match. Okay, let's dive into this blueprint. We'll start with a quick look at the 2026 OEM landscape and then jump into our 3 core beginner strategies. Strategy 1 is platform matching. Strategy 2 is verifying reliability, and we're going to spend a lot of time there because screening is absolutely crucial. And strategy 3 is advanced capabilities. Then we'll wrap up with your final takeaways.
All right, Section 1, the 2026 OEM landscape, AI, automation, and precision.
You know, the manufacturing floor in China looks very, very different today than it did even 5 years ago. Suppliers are no longer just competing on cheap labor. The 2026 Edge, it's all about integrating advanced AI and cutting-edge automation. And what does that mean for us? Well, it means much faster prototyping cycles. You can iterate product designs quicker than ever. Plus, high-precision manufacturing is now totally accessible to small enterprises, not just the mega corporations. It's a real game changer.
Which brings us to Section 2, Strategy 1, Platform Matching. Find your ideal scale.
Now, what's really interesting here is that not all sourcing platforms serve the same type of buyer at all. If you're looking for custom consumer electronics or apparel, Alibaba.com is geared specifically toward you. But if you need industrial parts or heavy machinery, Made in China is your go-to. And if you're hunting for niche factory direct products at the absolute lowest cost, 1688.com is the domestic engine you want to tap into. You really have to match your specific product niche to the right marketplace.
Let's compare 2 giants to make this even clearer. So, Alibaba.com is built for global export. It has over 150 million registered users, seamless translation tools, and crucially, low MOQs, minimum order quantities for custom items. It's perfect for testing a new product. 1688.com, on the flip side, is Alibaba's domestic wing. It gives you access to deep-tier manufacturers and the lowest factory direct pricing. But since it's built for domestic trade, you're usually looking at higher volumes and localized communication. So definitely time to fire up that translation app.
Before we move on, let's quickly bust some jargon. Secured Trading Services, or STS. Whether you're using Alibaba's Trade Assurance or Made in China's STS, think of these as your financial safety nets. They're built-in mechanisms to protect your payments and orders. As a beginner, listen to me. Never wire money into the void. Always leverage these platform protections so your capital is completely secure until the goods actually meet your specs. Moving on to Section 3, Strategy 2, Verifying Reliability. Screen like a pro. And honestly, pay close attention here, because this is the absolute most critical focus of our whole explainer today. How to properly screen out the bad actors and find OEM partners you can actually rely on.
Let's see how this builds into an actionable 3-step screening process. Step 1. Demand those financial protections we just talked about. Step 2. Use remote video factory audits. Platforms like Made in China actively support these, so you can literally inspect the factory floor right from your laptop. No plane ticket required. And Step 3. Don't just take their word for quality. Verify their ISO and CE standard certification labels. This 3-step process is literally your armor against poor quality suppliers. The good news, you don't have to do all the heavy lifting alone. These platforms do a lot of expert vetting for you. Global Sources, for instance, provides incredibly detailed supplier capability and factory audit reports. HKTDC sourcing goes a step further. Their suppliers are strictly verified by their own counsel staff, which is amazing for finding highly vetted, design-led products. And Alibaba has those clear verified pro supplier tags. Use these built-in trust signals to safely shortcut your screening process.
All right, Section 4, Strategy 3, Advanced Capabilities, Scale and Integration. Let's look beyond the platforms at massive direct manufacturers just to see what top-tier reliability actually looks like in practice.
1 million. Okay, just wrap your head around that for a second. That is the number of people employed by the Foxconn Technology Group across their massive industrial parks. It vividly illustrates the staggering, unmatched scale available in China for high-volume consumer electronics production. When top global tech brands need precision engineering and crazy fast production cycles, this is the exact horsepower they tap into.
And how about this figure? 290,000. That's the workforce behind BYD. Now, you probably know them for electric vehicles, but their OEM division is an absolute powerhouse for mobile devices and custom electronics. Their highly automated production lines allow for incredibly rapid responses to market shifts. It just goes to show that the best suppliers aren't just big, they're agile and super technologically advanced.
This brings us to a concept you absolutely must look for: vertical integration. Take Shenzhou International. They don't just sew shirts, they have full integration, from knitting and dyeing the fabric all the way to the finished garment for brands like Nike and Uniqlo. Foxconn does this from base components to finished tech, and BYD does it across batteries and EV chassis. For you, partnering with a vertically integrated supplier means faster turnaround times, super consistent quality control, and way fewer supply chain bottlenecks.
Plus, top-tier partners today are really defined by modern ESG standards. That's environmental, social, and governance, and extreme precision. Jinko Solar is committed to RE100, aiming for 100% green energy in their production. BYD focuses heavily on carbon-neutral manufacturing, and companies like Luxshare offer unmatched expertise in precision electronic components. Aligning with these giants ensures your products not only work flawlessly, but they also meet modern, strict environmental standards.
Finally, Section 5, your final sourcing takeaways. Let's look at your blueprint.
So, the crucial point is this: navigating the 2026 Chinese OEM landscape doesn't have to be overwhelming. Just stick to the 3 core beginner strategies we extracted today. First, match your platform like Alibaba, 1688, or Made in China to your exact niche and scale. Second, and remember, this is our biggest focus, ruthlessly screen your partners using STS financial protections, video audits, and verified tags. And third, as you scale, prioritize manufacturing partners who offer vertical integration and sustainable practices.
The infrastructure, the automation, the precision, it's all sitting right there waiting to be utilized by your brand. The only missing piece of the puzzle is your strategic choice. So I leave you with this. Armed with this blueprint, which OEM partner will build your 2026 breakthrough? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy sourcing!